All right, we're up.
We're up. We're live.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Let me close cursor real quick. All right, so let me do something in the meantime. Let's go to Excalibur. Have you used Excalibur before?
Show me. Excalibur.
It's just a free, like, freeform canvas
Mm-hmm.
where it's like good for drafting ideas and stuff. There's like sketches. So I was thinking something like we have maybe some images, right? And we can maybe randomize like the category, or maybe we can select the category. Let's just stick to a simple category for now. Let's just say like animals, of animals. Okay, so maybe there'll be like a simple image. Okay, and then there's gonna be three different text options, and all they'll have is like the name of the animal. So let's say like cat, as an example, dog, and then I don't know, parrot. And here's the image of the particular animal.
Mm-hmm.
All you have to do is select the one based on what they know to be the name of it.
Right.
Now, whether we can like play with the difficulty of this or whatever, like we can think about that later. But I think that this is just like an initial, like a simple game that we can then just continuously set different difficulties for, and other other like little features. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean that's kind of what we talked about before, right? Looks kind of cool. Just and then once we get that base, then just add like different levels to it. So instead of like full words, maybe just the initial letter, or sorry, yeah, just the initial letter, uh, to kind of just get the sound down, or maybe have a button that you can click on the word and it will like read it out for you, or just read out the first initial sound. I don't know.
Right. Yep. Maybe there's like an audio button over here or something, where whenever it's pressed, like whenever it first shows up, then it'll make the sound. But if they want to re-listen to it, or maybe they just click the image and then it'll make the sound. Actually, they don't. We don't have to use this button. We just use the same
Exactly.
image.
And then you can also do the reverse where you have the word at the top and then you have three pictures of animals.
Yeah, and it'll read out the word.
Exactly.
Okay, so I guess let's talk more about design of this simple thing. Where exactly are we pulling the images from, and where are we pulling the text from? Actually, let's give a quick background exactly what the plan is of this stream. So we're planning on just vibe coding for fun, a simple game for our kids, and we're just exploring it using cursor. So we're going to be using an agent that leverages Claude 3.7 and any other models that cursor determines necessary. And we want to be just as hands off, like hands free as possible. So
AI.
we're just going to try to prompt it and just relax, just see where it takes us. Now, there are some limitations to this that I've seen people hit, like certain limitations of the complexity that an agent, like the complexity of a repository that a agent can deal with. It generally can be too big. It has to generally be smaller because of the context size limitations. But we're not. That's why we're trying to make something small, and for prototypes and something small like and confined, it's good for those purposes.
I think
So
for the animals, we can just get a small list of, just generic barn animals and zoo animals, and that should work out. Compile a list.
okay, so there's a couple of decisions I think that we have to make. Um, you're saying so like the animal names. You're saying either get a list like
An
it.
image from Shutterstock or something like that, right? Is that what it's called? The stock image.
Yeah, we can look up. Let's see what APIs because there's probably some like API that's for free that will just have like a database for animal images. So I think that what we should do is instead of like because there's the option of dynamically pulling the animal names from and or just statically keeping a list of like let's say
Oh,
thousands of
are you
names,
trying
right?
to do like real time AI stuff while the kid is playing the game? So you have to
I
be
mean, I don't
connected to
know,
the
right?
internet.
I mean, that's a possibility
I feel
too,
like
right?
that's.
Like
Let's just do like a, you know,
a simple one.
yeah, yeah,
Okay, so that we'll have all the images saved as well in the project
yeah. Mm-hmm.
rather than pulling them in dynamically. I feel like that might be like if we have thousands of animals, like that might be a little bit too much.
Are we gonna have? I can. Can you think of 1,000 animals for that your kids?
There could be, yeah. I mean, look, I think what we should do is let's ask the AI to like let's not think actually the fact that I'm thinking about how I'm designing this is maybe the wrong way to go by doing it. Because the whole point of this is trying to be as hands-free as possible and just
And
tell it, hey,
you
build
can even
something on
just
let's say
send the
let's
AI the screenshot of this design that you made, and then just kind of, it'll make something for that, right?
yes. So what else? Yes, we can try that out. Like, what is another is there anything else in the interface that might be necessary? Like
Skip,
maybe a score, like a little score indicator or something?
score, and then health bar, like 3 hearts or 5 hearts or something.
We'll do like
Let's do five.
let's do 2 out of 5 or something like that. What do you mean?
No, 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 no. Like score is one thing, right? Um, Not like out of five. I think you can just keep going as try to get a high score. And then on the left side or maybe next to it, have like a 5 hearts. So like if you get 5 mistakes, if you make 5 mistakes, then you just go back to the title menu.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
and then
Yeah.
top
Uh-huh.
left, probably do a small button in the corner, a home to go back to the title, or just like three horizontal bars to open a menu for like sound or like whatever, right? So that will like open up a little display, pop up a display if you click on it. I think that the settings should be instead of home. Settings like home should be an option within the settings, right? Like go back to title screen if you hit
I think
settings.
home can be its own button and it can also be in the settings. Like it could be instead of settings, we'll call it
Because remember
pause.
when kids are tapping on the screen, they're gonna be like, "What's that button?" They're gonna go to the home.
It'll be a little home icon. Okay, and then there's gonna be another icon which is just
Yeah.
uh I guess it
Or how
should be
about
like
this?
something like
Do the settings at the top right, leave the home there, and then put the score and the hearts in the top middle. It makes more sense for
okay,
like a kid game, for the that stuff to be right in the middle.
all right, something like that.
Yeah.
Okay, and maybe like okay, let's say that they click the right one, then the next step would be that it increases the score if they get it right, and then I'm thinking maybe a next button would pop up. or something like that. Um,
Or it should just
or
automatically go. It should just
automatically goes to the
once you
next.
get the right answer, it'll be like a giant check mark pop up on the screen, and then it'll just automatically go after like a couple seconds.
Okay, so I think this is good enough. This got what we need,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, let me just do something real quick.
Is that a seal?
So let's just. Is it? You think it's a seal? It's a seal?
It's a seal poking its head through the ice lake.
It doesn't look like a lion.
No, I'm just kidding. Yeah. Good.
Wait. Let me just.
There you go.
Okay, so let's let me get a screenshot of this
Just
particular.
use snipping tool to get that partition
That's
then.
that's what that's what I'm doing. If my computer doesn't glitch out though. Sick. Okay. Yeah, this is definitely streaming is definitely stressing my computer. That's why I gotta get another one. Oh, probably can't see this. It's fine.
No, I can only see the what's the name of the program?
Excalibur.
Excalibur.
Okay. So I got the image. What we're gonna do next is we're gonna open up cursor. I'm gonna have to change projects real quick. So yeah, I'm meanwhile this loads. I'm thinking if let's say they go to the home screen we can eventually like if we keep on adding like other little games, it could have like options for different games to choose. And then after they choose a game, they can select the difficulty, and then that's where like the mode would show up for them.
Right.
All right. Oh my god. This
You're
is
chugging,
killing my computer, dude.
and you're streaming like at like 480p at like 20 FPS, like 15 FPS.
Oh no. Wait. Um. Okay. Let me make sure I change projects. For this.
I mean, you're also the kind of guy who has like a million tabs open at the same time.
Yes, but I tried to close. This project definitely has a bunch of stuff, but this is how I go. Um, I generally don't start new
Honestly, dude, I'm not
projects.
sure if the stream is picking up the details on the thing.
Here, let me do something. Yeah, it's kind of glitchy on me. Give me one sec. I'm
No, like I
gonna.
can see the app. I can see it fine. It's just that the resolution on the text is not the best. All right, me while you figure that out.
Change the screen. All right. Let's see. Documents. Let me create something here. Create a new folder. We're gonna call this. What should we call our project?
Kid Game One.
What?
Uh, Kid.
No, it's not just. It's not the game one because we're gonna make multiple games for the same project. So right now we're just putting one game though, but
Oh right,
eventually it'll have a
like the title for the game.
title for the website. Let's say
It's a website.
the
Okay.
app. The app. The app. It's gonna be well. We're gonna deploy it on a website, right? On a web app. We can eventually see how we can put it into mobile or whatever. But right now, let's figure out. We can quickly do it through on a web app.
Go
What do you want to call it?
and animatch. Match the words with the animals.
But that's the name of the game. Like, what if we make some other game that's not related to that, but still in the same app?
Wait, what do you mean? Can you explain? Oh,
Like,
we're
remember
making
if you
an
go to,
app that you can that we're gonna put games into that database. Is what you're saying?
we're putting different games that are accessible from the same app.
Oh, so we're doing like a YB ABCYA kind of style, right?
Yes, exactly. But
Okay.
imagine that right now we're just making one game for this app. Eventually, we can add another game that's accessible for the
Oh,
home
I
screen of
see.
that
I
app.
thought the game was gonna be the app kind of thing. You see what I mean?
I'm just trying to make a single project so that we can keep on adding
So
to
the
it.
name of the
So,
app is gonna be uh you gotta think about it, dude. Wait, hold on. How about we just consult AI if it's gonna be an AI kind of, project.
all right, for now, I'll just call it uh, Kid Games.
Lame. Add a, add a Z at the end.
Okay, Kid Games. And now it just looks like it's made by a lot of the Kid Games.
Kid Gamis. So,
All right. I think you can start switching the screen back.
I already did.
Okay.
One step ahead of it. That's my job right now. You're you're doing all the
All
stuff.
right. So let's go ahead. Okay, so we have a chat here. Okay. Let me make sure. Okay, so it's in agent mode. Okay. And it's an auto. So you see it's gonna select which model to go for. We do, yeah, in auto mode. So I guess we just have to set up the prompt at this point. We can add the image.
Can we generate?
Let me let me save the image. Maybe you can also wait. Down. So we can attach an image. We go to downloads. All right. Okay, so I guess the image is here now. All right, so let's do something like we're vibe coding, so we don't have to be formal or anything about this. We're just saying, um, my brother and I are creating a game for our children, for our kids. Um, we want to make, uh, let's say, develop an, a web app using. I'm just gonna stick to React
No, but
so that it
you
uses.
should also specify that we
Yep.
plan on converting it into a mobile app eventually. So to make the code as friendly as possible to do it easily with the app is gonna with the code is gonna generate.
Okay. Develop a web app using React JS. Um, React JS. Or actually, I don't even think we need to specify this. Let's see what it comes up with. Develop a web app that has a home screen. Um, or let's actually just go develop a web app that contains a single game. No. Develop a web app that.
Just put a web app uh, that hosts many games. That
Many games.
the first game is blah blah, right? So
Okay. Yes. The first game to design, to develop, uh, is an animal name matched to image.
no, it's a game where you match an image of an
It's an
animal to the name.
game where you match the animal name to the image
Or sorry, I think it'd be better to do
of the
where
animal.
you select the appropriate name for the animal being displayed at the top.
Select the animal name according to the image of the animal. Uh, a basic uh, UI layout has been shared in the image attached.
Also add please add mobile port friendly code. Mobile
Okay,
version
okay.
port friendly.
Make sure the make sure the design of the code is as uh, is will be to port mobile um, uh, eventually.
And you already attached the image?
Eventually port. What?
You already attached the image?
Yes, that's the image. Um, we'll say also. All right. How about we just give this a try and we'll see how it
Yeah, yeah, go
goes.
ahead.
Um, oh wait, and I want to also specify. No, let's just see. Let's just see where it goes. Great idea. Here's a plan for your web app, focusing on modularity and mobile friendliness. Tech stack recommendation. So it is going to go for create React app, styling, Tailwind CSS, state management, context API, for multiple games, mobile portability. So it is going to use React Native, use responsive design, and keep logic components modular for easy React Native porting. So I was expecting this to go this route.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. Project structure is going to have a single root directory. It's going to call it source with assets, images, and whatever. I guess it'll keep these images there. Components, and then the games, each of their own section. And then the pages and context for a state. Okay, sounds good. Now there's the root files. The entry points are going to be app, main, and index for CSS. Core components, the app, game host, called Animal Quiz. This is the game. That's what it's calling it.
I mean, it makes sense, right?
Yeah. Scoreboard, header, button, card, reusable UI elements, sample implementation, Animal Quiz game. So let's see what it's got. So it's setting up the app with some basic pages that we'll be able to go to: home, settings, Animal Quiz, and the particular components that will be rendered um, based on which route. So the first route is a games Animal Quiz. This is a state. So it has score, hearts, I don't know what current is for, and which animal. Okay, let's not worry too much about these things, I guess. Full starter code base. Uh, yes, please create the files. Uh, please create the files. Go. Oh no. But it can. Why is it having issues doing that? That's odd. Okay, so create a package.json. Started with some. So package.json is the package manager configuration file.
Mm-hmm.
So this is where like dependencies are being played, like what versions you're going to be using. So like I guess I decided to go for Vite.
What does that mean?
Um, so Vite is the bundler for React, which is a very small bundler, which is good. And then basically, whenever you write the code, it's being written right now in TypeScript. Actually, is it TypeScript? No, it's all JavaScript, but still, um, all this React code has to be built into a version that is deployable in the web. So that's what the bundler is for. It'll like bundle it, all the stuff necessary to be able to be run in the browser. So it's got a vite.config.js. Let me go ahead and resize this a little bit. So right now it's just adding a React plugin. Tailwind.config.js. We got, so Tailwind is the CSS framework. So for styling all of the different elements, and it's just specifying the basic config file where anytime it finds the files that match this extensions, it'll interpret them as, or it'll compile them accordingly.
Mm-hmm.
You'll see what the actual code for Tailwind looks like once we're in the components. So post.css.config.js stuff. This is none of this. This is all just config stuff. Like none of this really matters. right now as much.
Let's run it.
Wait, we're not. We don't have anything. No, it's still creating the files.
Oh, it's
Look,
still doing it.
they
Oh,
created,
okay.
they created the index.html file right now. So kid games. Um, and it has so the first file it'll run was this main.jsx,
I wonder where
which
it's
is in
gonna
the
get the
source.
images from though.
So we'll see. I think we should have it. If it I don't want it to be downloading a bunch of images into my computer. Like I want it to be dynamically be loading them. I'd rather it's dependent on the internet and not saving all my stuff on my computer.
Well, here's the
I
thing:
don't
is
even
that I didn't know at the beginning you were planning on making a web app. I thought it was gonna be like an executable where like you install it or not executable, it's like an application you download, right?
yeah. So
Uh,
the thing is that I personally I mean we said that we could go like for like a web app and then we could port it to mobile. Isn't that what we said?
yes. Well, I don't remember you saying web app. I thought it was gonna be like a application on the PC. Like
Yeah. I mean
it's fine, whatever.
we can make something like that, but that I wasn't like really planning for
Okay,
that.
that's fine.
I'm more. I mean, I'm used to like web technology, so if we need to debug anything, that'd be easier. But still, like we can always just try the other route as well. Okay, so the main.jsx file is where the main app is. Go to app.jsx. All right. Animal quiz settings home. Looks good. We're streaming, by the way. Anything you're saying? Can I have one?
Decirle hola al
Thank you.
internet, Nelly.
Qué babosa me dejo ir.
Qué babosa, pero. I'm
We
just
got a
kidding.
whopping 0 viewers.
Seguro que me oigo así como.
We have 0 viewers, but
It'll
I
be
mean,
it'll
this.
be uploaded. So
Yeah, it'll be up. Okay. All right. So let's see here. It still has. It's creating buttons.
this is cool, man.
Game host. Settings.
It's crazy. Wait, so like, what's the name of this AI again?
So the application's cursor. Okay. This is a fork of VS Code. You know what a fork is?
It's like an extension, right? An
Not quite.
API.
Imagine like no. So you're just throwing out
Well,
like
it's
terms.
similar, right? To like, right?
Huh?
It
What?
redirects you to like something else, basically. Is what I'm trying to say. Don't those two things do that?
A fork is basically copying a particular repository. In this case, VS Code. Just copy the entire code, and then no longer depends on that code. Okay, like now it's an independent thing. It's a copy, which now you can modify and keep on working on top of. You can fork VS Code because VS Code is open source. And you can also get updates that VS Code does to its stuff. So you can, I don't know if it's upstream. It's considered upstream. It'll get the updates if you want to. But now that fork will basically they can make changes to whatever the copy of the code was, without worrying to break compatibility with the other VS Code original source
Okay,
code.
so how does that?
So
Yeah, go ahead.
so it's not an extension because an extension would imply that you're using VS Code, but you're somehow created like a plugin that will attach to VS Code and enables more features. But this is not that. This is owning the entire code of VS Code and adjusting that, not extending it, but just
I see.
changing it and then adding more stuff.
So what about the AI though?
So the AI that's being used, this is I'm guessing it's cursor. It's doing it automatically, like I guess in
Is it
agent
already
mode.
incorporated with VS Code?
So VS Code has its AI stuff. It's called Copilot, if you're aware of it,
Yes,
right?
I know Copilot.
A Copilot, my like people that program, um, often they kind of went off of VS Code Copilot and went into Cursor because the user experience using Cursor and the AI that integrated to that is much better. Like they didn't just do an extension to VS Code and replace Copilot from there Copilot because VS Code has limitations to how you can extend it that way. Like they can't change the UI in the ways that they could have if they forked it. So that's why they forked it. So the AI that they have is, I mean,
So Cursor is
I can.
basically like a modified VS Code,
It is a modified VS Code, yes.
and then it has its own integrated AI.
But the AI is just like it's when we say integrated AI, it's just models that they're getting from the API of each of the different providers, like OpenAI for GPT. You could use GPT
Right.
for here and or like O3 or whatever. You can use Claude. You can use Gemini. You can use different models here. But the thing is that, like right now, if you go to any of those providers and you go to their applications, you basically have to be choosing which model to use or whatnot. Well, this it automatically will choose if you want to set it in auto, like here it's set to auto, to just choose which model to use based on the use case.
Oh, that's
And
really
there,
cool then. It'll just switch for you depending on what you want to do. So if you do like
yes,
one prompt that includes code and images and everything, it'll do everything in that one prompt.
yes,
That's OP.
yeah. And then like, let's say for some reason there's some errors here. I'm not exactly sure what's correct, what's not. But let's just say that I accept all. Okay, I'm just gonna accept everything. All right, let's say I want to adjust a specific thing. Like this is the chat interface where you can like keep on doing stuff and you can specify add context and you can specify which file to specifically have the model look at the context of. Or I can have it look at the entire repo, or I can even look at its stuff in the terminal. I can specify
And
stuff of Git.
Cursor
Like
is a subscription model.
yes, so you pay $20 for it.
Is there a
Yeah,
free version or is it
I maybe, but probably there is, but there's obvious like constraints to it. Um,
right? So is it done
but
and it had an error?
I don't know if these errors are going to cause issues. We're going to look at it in a second, but let me just show you something before we look into that. So I was mentioning that you have like this interface here on the right for the chat interface, but if you want to like then adjust like specific lines, for example, I can say here, for example, I can do inline instructions. So it'll adjust specific things like rename animal quiz to animal trivia. And this is a stupid request. And then it'll go line by line. It'll look at whatever it
It'll
needs to.
overwrite
And then,
everything that says animal quiz into animal trivia.
yeah, it'll show you the diff. And then you can accept it or like,
I see.
reject it or
That's
whatever.
cool.
I'll reject it for now. And I can also select and specifically just have it look at that line, not just like a bunch of chunks or whatever. So there's definitely like a lot of like that kind of user experience that I'm showing you right now that is really powerful was presented by Cursor. GitHub Copilot is now copying the experience that Cursor implemented.
Right.
Um, but it's not as good as Cursor's because Cursor, yeah. And then the auto like completion of this is just ridiculously good. Like if we want to add another route, look, it's already giving a suggestion. Oh, like a game host. I don't know if that makes any sense to add a game host, but it's just following the pattern of whatever it was in that file. So for boilerplatey stuff that it's repetitive, like you're just tab completing a bunch of stuff and it's just brain dead. But it's optional, right? Like you don't have to. I can also turn it off and do stuff without
Yeah.
the suggestions and so forth. So it's
It's
good.
crazy, man.
It's really useful. All right, let's see what's up with this. So it said it created V plus React plus Tailwind CSS, routing for multiple games, reusable button component, game host home settings pages, animal quiz game with score, hearts, and animal selection logic, data and placeholder for animal images, public assets directory for animal images. Yeah, we're probably going to want to change this so that it doesn't save them here. Currently, if we go to public, there's nothing in
You
assets.
should specify the prompt. My PC sucks. Help.
Right. I'll just like dynamically import them from a well-known
From a stock image
animal
database.
API. There's some animal API. I can guarantee you that like we could just get the stuff from there. This is next step for you. Add animal images to here. No, I'm gonna tell it. I don't want to add. I don't want to add animal images to the repository. I want to
Pull them from.
load them from a public. Let's do a free public animal API.
Also also wait, hold on. Add
Sorry, I
add
can
a
stop it.
feature to click on the animal and also
Wait, we don't know if that is implemented or not yet.
okay, yeah, you're right. Okay. Do it.
Okay, let's just go with this first. Let's see. Let me see real quick for the games what it added. So animal.js, animalquiz.jsx, animal.js. So currently it included the lion, dog, and parrot.
Oh, that's funny.
Animal quiz. This is the first time that I'm vibe coding. Like I don't generally have it create like a bunch of files and stuff. If I use it, it's either for tab completion or like specific line stuff.
Well, now you know if
But
it works, then you can always go this.
well, I don't know about that, but for simple use cases like this, it's good. I've seen good stuff like that. Yeah, look for the images. Um, oh yeah, you mean like clicking the animal, like it'll have like some. Okay, we'll get to that. So let's see, what did it do? Recommend free animal images API, Unplash API, Pexels API. We want to check these out.
Yeah, let's do it.
Unplash. Let's see. Develop.com/developers. The most powerful photo engine in the world.
Yeah, it's
Welcome
just
to official.
a database.
Okay. So they have dogs, cats, whatever, birds. I think Unplash.
Yeah, let's do that one because
Unplash
it seems to have.
Pexels is best.
So.
Okay. Update your animal data. Okay, because like before, it included the source, but now that we're just gonna have the names, I don't even think we need to have a name. Like, we could probably just make it an array. Let's see. Fetch images dynamically in Animal Quiz.
We should have the name though. Because if you have
Okay,
the
would you like
name,
me
then
to?
it's easier to do like if you got it right or wrong, and with the prompt to read it out loud, it'll probably be easier if you do it like that, right?
Sorry, say that again.
To have the name for each one, like that would probably work to um read it out loud and do the checks.
Yeah, that I didn't mean that it shouldn't have the name. I'm just thinking about the data structure.
Oh, right.
Instead, like you see how so this data structure is an array of objects that has a name key to the actual
Oh,
literal
I remember.
value.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, gotcha.
I'm just saying like it could just simply be an array of strings.
Right.
Not you don't even need unless we're gonna keep more information about each of the different objects. It makes sense to keep it with the name key. This is
You know
just
what else would be cool?
huh?
If you can
What?
also do it based on the sound of the animal. I know that would be fun for
Right.
the kids.
Right. So like it hides the image and it's only the sound.
Or you click on the animal and it does the roar or whatever.
I mean, we did say that, right?
Well, we can have that later. Just for now, let's just have the base and then.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I guess a higher difficulty could be like, or like the specific mode that they can choose, sound, or it could be sound and image, sound or image. So all three options. Okay, no more local images needed. All right, update your code, blah blah blah. Okay, we're just gonna accept all the changes. All right. Okay, would you like help with hiding your API key or environment variables? What API key? We don't have an unplash. So I guess we might need to set up an unplash access key.
What is an umplash?
Okay, why don't you do that in the meantime? So I'm guessing you have to register as a developer, and then they'll give you an API key. It should be free, like to a certain amount of requests.
What's the name of the thing again?
So unsplash.com/developers.
Unsplash.com/.
Developers. Yeah, I can. Meanwhile, you're doing that. Um, I am going to see how can I actually like look at the initial image?
All right,
How
got it.
can I? You have the API key?
It says welcome to the official API. Create the largest app collection of high quality photos. API.
Yeah, it's got to be like an API token, API key, something like that. Although we should hide that from the screen
Yeah, I
so
know.
that it yeah. So let me know whenever you'll share it. Now,
Uh,
how can I start the app? Let's see. All right, npm install, npm run dev, open in browser, and we need the API key. Okay.
I have to apply for a project for them to give me the API key, and it takes a
Okay.
few days for.
Takes a few days.
Yeah. I mean, I gotta go soon
Okay.
anyways. We can always, and I can do this, and then we hopefully have the key by next time we
We
meet.
could try that out, or else we can always change and
Yeah.
get it from.
So let's
We
just do
can.
this real quick. Application name. Um,
Okay. While you do that,
I need a
I'm
name
going
and
to install.
description. What's the name that I do again? Animal quiz.
Sure.
Animal quiz game.
Yeah.
And the description. Tap on animal name based
I'm gonna do
on
npm
the
install.
image.
Oh, by the way, I asked it what steps to do to actually start the app, just so you know. I pretty much know how to do it, but just so it would say so. And it says npm install, so I'm doing npm install on the terminal. It's gonna be installing the packages.
Oh wait, I
Then,
got it.
uh-huh.
Oh wait, I think I got it already.
You
I
got the
have an
API key?
application ID. Access key and secret key. I'm gonna change the.
It's probably the secret key.
Okay, so I changed the thing so I'm not putting
I
in
don't
the
know.
stream. Let me give it to you.
Let me see. Okay, where are you sending it through?
Check your WhatsApp. Well, I'll send you all of them.
Okay. All right. Let's see real quick. I wanna see real quick how to call their API just to make sure that we're using the right key. So we go to documentation. Still installing.
There
Okay,
you go.
registering. Getting started. Guidelines and crediting. Registering your application. Public authentication.
Try that.
Pass your application access via the HTTP authorization header. You can also pass this value using a client ID query parameter. Okay. All right. So should be easy peasy. You pass me application ID and access key. Yep. So the access key is the one we're gonna use. Okay. Now, stop. Don't share.
I'm
Can
not. Don't
you
worry.
stop sharing it? Okay. Oh shoot, it's so long.
It's
How do
copy
we?
pasted, dude.
I don't have WhatsApp on my desktop.
Logo. Do you want me to email it to you? Like,
Yeah. No. No. I'm serious. Yeah. No. That'd
no,
be
check your
better.
Discord chat. Actually, I'll do that.
Okay. Sounds good.
So this is the access, the first one, and the secret is this one,
Okay.
and the application ID is this. I don't know if that matters though. Okay.
Okay. Let's do something else. Do. I'm gonna say add a placeholder for the Unsplash access key. Secret. All right. I'm worried that this npm install hasn't finished. Computer is suffering. Can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah. You were checking if your PC crashed.
It hasn't crashed yet, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's getting to its limits. What time is it in Japan right now?
Dude, it's 4:20. So you gave it the key
So,
already?
I'm on it. Give me a sec.
So wait, can you explain the difference between the access key and the secret key?
Honestly, so the access key is a public key that is exchanged through like if someone I'm not exactly sure. I think it's that the private key, the secret key, has to be generated from the access key. It should say so if you look at the documentation. I'm not an expert in terms of cryptographic like keys and whatnot. Okay, finally the npm install finished. Gosh. Okay. Let's see. So where I'm almost done here. Just give me a sec. I'm gonna put the unsplash access key. Can you hear me again?
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm gonna be creating a. I'm gonna create a .env file that's in the root of the project. This is for secrets, and it's be called vite unsplash access key. This is what cursor is recommending, and I am attaching the access key. Saving it. All right. Okay. So now I just don't show the. Now you can reshare the screen. That should be good.
Okay.
Okay. Now we can go ahead and test npm run dev. This should start the dev execution. Localhost 5173. Let's see what we got.
Da-da-dun, da-da-dun.
Kid games.
Caps, all caps.
Is it compiling live? What's it doing? Taking a bit.
Might just be your PC chugging.
Yeah.
So you need the latest specs to run this game, dude.
Dude.
Oh,
Okay,
oh,
okay.
okay, okay.
All right. Okay, animal quiz. Oh, it
Yo, it did
like
it like one
literally,
to one.
it,
Even with that's funny.
dude.
Hey, I mean that's
So, dude, look at it. Got a lion.
yeah. Click on something wrong. Let's see what happens. Or click on something right first. And then,
I clicked. It just.
oh,
I clicking wrong thing. It's not doing anything. Click lion. Oh,
ah.
it's the next. Look, and it did it score, and I guess the hearts were going down. If I clicked lion.
Oh, dude, it's working then. Okay.
Yeah. If I click dog, score goes up. Hearts stays down. Like we can quickly adjust like request to change the icons here, and we should be able to see that go live. You want to do that real quick?
Wait, hold on. Get a game over.
Okay, so we're gonna do dog. No, yeah, I guess it reached 0 hearts and nothing happened. It would go negative. Yeah, it'll keep going negative.
Okay.
So yeah, but this is like a quick little something to get
Prototype.
started.
Go to
I mean,
home.
home goes back to kid
Go to
games.
settings.
Go to games, animal quiz. Settings. Settings page coming soon.
Yo,
What do you think?
yo, pretty dope, dude. Pretty cool.
I mean, look at this. So we could do um change um let's do in animal quiz change home and settings buttons to icons. Um, let's also do also hearts display as Zelda hearts.
And
We'll do
once you reach 0 hearts, then you get a game over screen.
once you reach 0 hearts, get a game over screen. Okay, and then
If you
yeah,
get one right, if you
you
get the right
get
answer, also display a big check mark in the middle, and if you get one wrong, then display a big X in the middle.
display a big check mark in the middle. If
Green
wrong,
check mark.
display a big red X in the middle. All right, let's just see where that goes from. Yeah, so like for projects that don't have super large code bases that are for prototypes and stuff like that, it's good to like get started. The thing is that if like I wouldn't agree with certain decisions with how it organized the code, but you know, like it gets a job done for prototyping for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but a lot of people are like using it for prototyping, and like people that don't know how to code, like that's one way they're going by
Right.
doing it. Because there's also the route where like you're prompting on, let's say, ChatGPT, and then you're copy pasting, but that's a drag, right? Like
Right.
this is so much more integrated, makes more sense.
So is this compiling, like, is it server based, the speed, or is it based on your PC?
No. I mean the models aren't running on my. You mean if the application or like the game the web app game quiz?
No, right now, like the generation.
No, the generation obviously it just sent this request to their servers. They're gonna be returning a stream of
That's why you pay $20.
fonts. I mean, if anything, like it's not like I'm hosting the models locally, right? Okay, we got something. So it's got a full heart, empty heart. So it's just an SVG. This is doing a huge SVG. That's fine. And it changed also some other stuff. Let's just accept all. There's an update.
Run the new build.
So I'm gonna. Oh, there you go. Okay. So if we do
Oh, like you see
parent,
the home button now?
yeah, that's it. Ugly as a home button, but still, you know,
Yeah.
something. In the settings, so we click dog. It's putting the X here instead of like it should probably put it on the animal,
Right.
and then you have the hearts, lion.
Dog.
Hey, some, you know, okay, dog. We'll do parrot. Oh, what my bad.
It's only doing those three that you.
Yes. we will the next one. Next prompt could be, like
Add a thousand
generate.
animals.
Yeah, generate 200 names or something like that. Let's do dog X. So let's lose all our lives real quick. Gosh, sorry. Lion, and then parrot. Game over. Final score 4.
Yo,
Restart. There you go.
that's dope,
And
dude.
then okay, so now um let's do um add how many animal names?
Let's do 100.
100.
Actually, maybe just 50, dude, or like 70. Cause like,
Let's do 100. It's
alright,
like it's a good
dude, there's gonna
add
be
100
like Archaeopteryx and shit. Like,
to the list.
so,
Huh?
like I don't even know if I know 100 animals. No, I'm just kidding.
What do
But
you say?
put
Like
100. Yeah, put 100. Just put 100.
put
Put
100.
100 animals that no, but dude, 100 animals that children would know. Like you have to specify.
Okay, okay. All right, add 100 animals to the list that children. Wait, I said stop. That children would know.
Children ages. It's fine.
It's fine. It's fine, dude. Just leave it like that. Like it'll probably generate it rather quickly. And you see, like as soon as, cause Vite, as soon as it detects like a file saving, it'll update. So I don't even have to like rerun the dev environment or anything. Like
That's
it'll
cool.
just rebuild.
And you don't have to hit Control S all the time.
No, because if I once I hit apply, it'll imply that I'm saving whatever changes
Right.
it suggests. All right.
And then next code, make this an iOS app and then sell it for $6 with ads.
Or like, I mean, we can also request to. We can try to do the sound feature.
Yeah. Not right now, not right now. Though. Let's do it next time because let's just
Okay,
run this one and then.
that's fine. Okay. The next one we can try to deploy it as well. I'll make sure I have something set up. I can deploy it on a toy project that's for free that we can set up on Vercel. So we'll host it on Vercel. It'll be easy to do.
Wait, I can't. It's so small I can't read it. Can you just read some of those that stand out, that are weird?
Tiger, giraffe, pig, cow, sheep, duck, goose, rabbit, hamster, guinea pig, parrot, owl, penguin, dolphin, whale, shark, frog, toad, snake, tortoise, fish, butterfly, bee, ladybug, worm, deer, moose, panda, camel, chimpanzee, orangutan, peacock,
Yeah, those are good.
woodpecker, crow, sparrow, robin. Those are a little bit more specific.
The birds,
Hawk,
yeah.
stork, emu, armadillo, otter.
Also, you know what? I think it also goes in order, so you should specify to randomize.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Also, another thing that we could do is instead of having a predefined list, we can have it connect to one of our, because I have, for example, a I have with OpenAI, I can set up I have an account. I use ChatGPT. I also pay for it. So we can set up like an API key where we prompt it to return the options.
I
So
think it's fine with this list, honestly.
it is fine. It is fine. Maybe I do overkill there.
It's not like you know those guys, the geolocators or whatever. They go on Google Maps, they see a picture
Yeah,
of something. Well,
it's like a blue square, and
that
they're like
I yeah. He's like it's from Sri Lanka.
Zimbabwe, Zimbabwe.
Yeah, For that, I
Yeah,
understand. But like,
like a like a specific spot in Zimbabwe.
yeah, like where
It's-
you can have an API like just take a screenshot of Google Maps randomly and then yeah,
okay,
it's
so
in order.
dog, wolf, or porcupine. Let's go for dog. Okay,
Yeah, it's gonna
cat,
be hard to read. Oh my God, Southern what?
southern rockhopper penguin. We can ask it to. Yeah, these are definitely picking some like difficult
Let's
ones.
yeah.
Okay, let's say cat. Okay, whatever. We can fix it. Lion, mole, otter. Let's
Keep just keep
do.
going, just keep going.
I think it's still only choosing between the options. Oh, there you go. Tiger. There you go. Tiger. Elephant. Giraffe. Silver eye. What is that? Like a. What is that? Ooh, monkey. Bear. Like the options that it's giving us are the easy versions. The
It'll
the, the alternative are rather difficult. Horse. I'm happy with the image,
yeah,
uh, like API stuff that we found.
it's cool, it's cool.
It's good. Cow, pig, hyena, Adelie penguin,
It's an Adelaide penguin.
sheep. Some weird ones there, man. Chinchilla, sheep, or goat. Chicken, woodpecker, or bellbird. Yeah, these definitely should. You're right. Like they're too hard. It should be. Maybe we can even have like a. We can even have like a. Once we have it deployed, we can have a scoreboard, so that like
Leaderboard.
Frey and yeah, leaderboard, so that they can like compete and see like which one
Yeah,
gets the more points.
that's cool. It says type your name and then you just
Oh, yeah, they'd have to have like users. Oh shit, like that got it started to get complicated, but it could be done. Rabbit. Um, I mean, we could have like only specific names, like options. Yeah, choose your name. Rabbit.
what if it says rabbit and then hair right next to it?
This was a bit weird because this one's like that's a hamster, right?
Yeah.
But the option I guess is something else. Rat. See,
Oh,
look, now I have hamster for both.
yeah.
It's not perfect. Guinea pig. Parrot. Northern rockhopper penguin. Like, why aren't we getting those hard ones? Eagle. Dude, let's try to do the sound thing. Like I
Why
want
is
to
there
try this.
penguin and northern rock hopper penguin?
I don't know, dude. I don't know. We should try the sound thing. I don't think it'll be like that's the last one. If we can do we can't do it on one single prompt, we'll just leave it there.
All right, go.
Okay. Add the ability or add the feature to um to
Click on the animal
what is
image to prompt a.
well, I wanted to make the sound as soon as the option shows up, and then they can click on the image to replay the sound.
Add the feature to play
Play.
animal
Play
animal
the
cry
animal, the animal what?
cry.
Cry.
It's
So
called a
like
cry, dude.
like a Pokemon cry.
Yeah.
Animal cry.
Um,
Um, when it appears, um, and playable
on click
if the image
and
is clicked
replayable.
and replayable, the image is clicked.
Okay.
Okay, let's just see what it does. Maybe it says something about another API. It's probably gonna it has to get it from an API. which I wonder if it'll try to implement on something that's already open. I don't know if it unsplashed actually also has audio. Maybe it does also does. See, it's finding a source for animal sounds. Free source like animalsounds.org. Create mapping. cdn.pixabay. What is that? Here, let me do something.
All right, there's your one prompt, dude. No, just kidding.
Fine. You want to leave it there?
I gotta work. I gotta work, and it's almost 5 a.m.
All right. All right.
No, I want to keep.
Okay.
This is fun though. I want to keep doing it, but
It is fun, right? Like, that's the whole point of vibe coding, you know?
yeah,
Just chilling out.
yeah,
You can either be drinking or whatever, like just chilling.
yeah.
All right. Okay. So, I'm gonna stop sharing my screen real quick.
No. Wait,
I stopped it.
serious
Sorry.
creator. I want to say bye on the stream, but like it messed up the. You should have turned it off after we ended the stream. All right,
Whoops.
I'm gonna end the stream now. Whatever. All right, bye guys.